and welcome back to another episode of Drunks on the Pond. Friends, fam, and suspended brewers, a fun podcast full of opinions, silly willies, and random adventures through the minds of some semi-normal baseball fans. A walk-off, lead-off, two-run home run? I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Welcome to the show, Jordan Beck. Have fun in Colorado? Abner Uribe looked like he was Jake Paul going at Tyson. Flat out embarrassing. Is Oakland pulling a major league? Who's the judge here? Breaking up a double play with your hand? Bees? If you ever say I play favorites on the Phillies, you're wrong. I love them all equally. I don't care for Sir Anthony. And with that, be sure to like, follow us on all social media. Let's get drunk, boys.
Cheers, buddy. Drunks on the Pond, fucking live. Oh, man, what a feeling. Woo! Love it.
We're here. I'm Rich. That's Jay. It's time to chat ball.
What do you want to talk about, man?
All right, buddy. I got one of the best things ever.
Ooh.
M&M.
Oh, I love
Are you familiar with him?
It's my favorite candy, I'll tell you that
Not
much.
the M&M I'm thinking of.
The rapper?
Not the M&M I'm thinking of either. No.
Oh.
No. Mason Miller.
Oh.
This kid is unreal. Absolute stud. Devastating breaking stuff. And hitting 103 on the gun. It's unreal. 14 in the third inning so far this season. 8 saves, 29 Ks, and a sub 1.3 ERA. He's just manhandling the league. He had 6 games started last year. And I think 11 games total. With like a 3.8 ERA. He is just absolutely over that I'm here to play baseball. No. He's here to hang out with his wang out and let everyone know he might be the best closer in the game.
I will say this. The last pitcher that I think was as this must-watch was probably Strasburg. When Strasburg first came around, it was legit must-watch baseball. His first start, I vaguely remember tuning into that game because I was like, the hype around him is so real. And, of course, he dominated for his career. Injuries plagued him, unfortunately. He's retired now. But I get that same feeling with Mason Miller, man. Like, for a team like the Oakland Athletics, or the Athletics as we're now calling them, you would
word, man.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta be careful because they might send me to the minors.
Yeah, we gotta start bleeping that O word.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. But for a team like the Athletics that just doesn't have any raw, I'll take that back. Not any raw talent, but a couple guys here and there who do have bright futures. Mason Miller tops that chart. To the point where I'm constantly checking in on Oakland games. Like, if they're winning and the game's in the 8th or the 9th, I'm tuning in. Because there's a great chance Mason Miller's pitching in that game. I have never seen stuff like this in my entire life.
Yeah. 30 games in the season. They're 15 and 17. 2 games under 500.
They're not getting enough credit for how well they're hanging on.
That's why I can't stress enough. They're pulling a major league.
Yes, and I think
they really are.
I think you need to explain to the viewers exactly what you're talking about. I mean, obviously, me and you know, but what would you consider pulling a major league?
I imagine that the majority of our viewers, if they're tuning into a baseball podcast, have seen Major League. However, to simplify it, they are trying to make an owner sit on a dick because their owner sucks. He is the worst owner probably in professional sports, 100% in professional baseball. But I want to say probably in professional sports.
He's definitely.
You know what? I take that back. Have you heard of the Arizona Coyotes? Now the Utah Coyotes.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing. But they are 100% playing, for lack of better words, above their pay grade. It is a lineup composed of a bunch of guys that should be at AAA, because that's exactly what Major League was. Guys from Penal League, guys from who the hell's that, to didn't we have him? Yeah, we traded him. Why is he back? No one else wanted him. So, I mean, they're shoving it up his ass in the best way possible, and I love it. I don't think that's going to be the year-end trend for them. I highly doubt they will be where they are right now. I mean, they're sitting in third at 15 and 17.
Which isn't bad.
But eventually, it's not. It's not. Because there's better teams than them that are playing much worse.
Yes.
They're above Houston in their division. I mean, they're above Tampa Bay in wins. And Tampa Bay is a better team overall. They're tied with Toronto. And Toronto is a much better team than them. The thing is, they have something to prove as an entire team. And it's the first time in a long time that they've actually gotten the news set in stone that they are kind of meeting their demise.
Yeah.
They're riding off into the sunset, dicks out, and basically just saying, fuck it, dude, let's play baseball. And I respect it. I respect it more than I care to admit, because do I want to root for these guys? Can I name more than 6 guys on their roster that I've seen play for any other team? Give or take.
I might
be. But it's just, right now they're doing something special. They have, and I can't stress it enough, I really do think they have the best closer in the game. Mason Miller. No one knows how to hit the guy. He's given up 4 hits this year.
It's insane.
And it's the kid's pitching better than the majority of relievers in the league. The dominant closers, a hater. Yeah. I'm legit watching him with both eyes open. Doesn't matter the time of night or day. The kid's stellar. I want to watch him pitch. I do want to watch them play as well. Not just him.
Yeah.
The A's collective. I do want to watch them play. They're a fun team. They are a scrappy baseball team. You're not watching guys put up 8 home runs in the month. You're not watching guys put up 30 RBIs in the month. What you're watching is small ball.
Yeah.
And I respect it. I love it. It's a lost art. We're young, but we saw small ball in our time. A bunch of teams used to play it when we were growing up. Just small ball is not sexy. Oakland's not sexy. But right now, the A's, they're that semi-cute chick after 8 or 9 beers at the bar, and it's last call. And you have a good shot. And you're like, I want to watch them. I want to have fun with that. Let's watch.
That's a hell of a way to put it, and I'll give you a little golf clap for that. That's very impressive. I'm going to be honest with you, dude. As bad as Oakland's been the past couple years, and I think you put it in a great way, they are a scrappy team, man. And they don't hit a lot of home runs. They resort to playing small ball, just like you said. But they are so fun to watch because I feel like that whole team is at the point now where they just have nothing to lose. They're just like, you know what? This is our last season here. Our owner's a dickbag. let's shove it up his ass and let's fight. And so far, dude, I'm not going to lie to you. If they weren't a West Coast team and they didn't play a lot of games when I was going to sleep, I would tune in because it just looks like a fun team. I think they just took 2 or 3 from the Yankees, who we just talked about last week, of being a $1 billion team, and Soakland's walking in and just small balling the shit out of them. Dude,
Yeah, they're 7-3 in the last 10, dude.
That is insane. I genuinely
really
hope that they're able to keep this up, because I would love to see them make the playoffs one last time for Oakland and just fill that stadium. The fans deserve that so much. Now, here's the thing. Is it going to happen? Probably not. It's almost... I would give it... I'd give it like a 10 to 15% chance it happens. But it's just a shame.
All right, that's fair.
It's a shame that...
That's out of 100, right?
Yes, out of 100. Not 10%. Okay. Not 10% out of 10%. Like, no, we're talking...
I was like, wait a minute.
10% out of 100%. But I really feel for the fans now, because you're seeing Mason Miller come to life, and you just know that you're not going to see him after this year unless you make that trip to Sacramento. That really sucks, man. And I feel for the fans in Oakland.
The kid's got a special arm. It's just like I said last week, if anybody actually tuned in to just the audio part. It's a shame he'll probably have a UCL issue within the next 2-3 years.
Either that, or John Fisher's going to do exactly what John Fisher does and trade Mason Miller to the Braves for absolutely nothing, just so he can shove it up our ass for the next however many years.
Hey, didn't John Fisher come out and flat out say, I'm really tired of trading with AA. That guy's too good.
Because he doesn't, dude.
He doesn't get anything in return.
John Fisher is the same guy who said, I can't wait to see players like Aaron Judge hit home runs in this stadium. Like, dude, you're not
in a minor league stadium.
You're not supposed to root for opposing players to come into your team's stadium and hit home runs. Are you stupid? The first thing you should have said was, I can't wait till our young players like Zach Geloff and Lawrence Butler and Shea Bangaliers to crush home runs out of here. I would have been like, you know what? I can't wait to see those players come along as well. But no, you just skip to Aaron Judge. I can't wait to see Aaron Judge hit home runs. Yeah.
He's like the fourth guy I want to see. Dude, at the very least.
I'm not going to lie to you. He's not even cracking my top 3 of players I want to see hit home runs. Like,
No. Shit, I'd rather watch Danny Vogelbach, because at least that's a show.
Danny Burgess. No, but I love Mason Miller, and I love that in the last year the Athletics are kind of rolling into it a little bit, because when he comes in on the big scoreboard, it literally says it's Miller time, and I'm like, that is awesome. If that kid drinks Miller Lite, Miller Lite's about to make a buttload of money off that.
In that area.
Yes.
Only in the Bay Area or Sacramento area, because unfortunately with blackouts, most of California can't watch their games. So
don't remind
that's
me.
how it goes. Yeah, dickheads. That's nice. Yeah, dude. You asked me a question the other day, and it got me thinking. I feel like I'm a weird fanboy for the AL Central.
How do you mean?
In my opinion, I think it's kind of the most mid-division in the sport. You kind of want to say the Central for both divisions. Because, let's just call it what it is. Who cares about flyover states?
I mean, I really hate to say you're right, but when you're right, you're right.
It's often.
It's very often.
But you asked me what my biggest surprise for the season is. And it's the AL Central as a whole. I'm not surprised at the White Sox. I made this prediction in our, second episode, and it made you and Joe literally go, holy shit, this will be the worst team in baseball this year. And I'm not wrong. You guys literally looked at their roster and both went, well, fuck me, dude. This roster sucks. This is awful. So, that being said, you got the Guardians, who are 20-10. Very respectable.
Yeah.
Above respectable. They're playing above their pay grade currently. But they have the talent. They are a very elite fielding team. They're a hot hitting team currently, which is fantastic. Kansas City, I'm not surprised at all. They are 19-13.
You really can't be.
I said this right before spring training. They made every move that was necessary.
Yeah.
What they did was they spent money. Not big baller bucks. We're not talking about big market team bucks. We're talking about they gave out very good, valid contracts. They paid what they should have paid for Michael Wacha.
Yeah.
They paid what anybody should have paid who was not a big market team. If Michael Wacha was coveted by a big market team, add an extra 10 to 15 mil to his contract. Right now, he's making a solid buck. It's not the best, but the dude's a vet.
So, before you go on, I do want to throw this out on Talks of Kansas City Royals. Michael Wacha has been great for them, but can we talk about Seth Lugo for a second? Oh my
journeyman?
God, dude. He has been disgusting for them.
Dude, as soon as he left the Mets, he had a resurgence in his ability and wanting to pitch. But then again, when I leave New York, I'm happy too.
Dude, he has been damn near untouchable, and I am so grateful to have him in fantasy.
Which you never would have said before this year.
No.
You never would have said
it. If it came down to me picking up Seth Lugo on the Mets, I'd be like, I can't believe I've stooped this low to pick up Seth Lugo.
Holy shit, I'm in last.
Dude, but having him now, when I see that green check mark next to him starting, and it's a team like the White Sox, I'm like, yes. I'm like, feast on these bitches. Do me this honor. And he's going
serious, dude?
He's going 7 or 8 innings of like a 1 ERA. I'm like, oh my God, you're beautiful.
If there was a green check mark next to Garrett Stubbs as my starting pitcher against the White Sox, I'd be like, all right, dude, that's a dub.
You're getting 6 innings easy.
He'll throw that 57-mile eephus pitch down the middle, and the White Sox will be like, it's baseball near me. Benintendi, Benny Biceps used to play baseball. Now he just... Actually, I have no idea what Benintendi's doing on the White Sox because he is not doing well.
So, hold on. Benintendi, speaking of the White Sox real quick, as bad as they are, they just swept Tampa Bay. I think
it was a complete accident. It was a complete accident.
But you said Benintendi. Benintendi crushed the walk-off off them. And I was sitting there going, yo, what the hell just happened here? My man...
It's comical.
It's crazy because he hit a bomb and he's still batting under 200. So it's like, wow, that was cool. But, dude, you still suck. Like, how? How is this possible?
I just got to tell you, man. Every dog has their day.
100%. Garrett Stubbs had his day.
Every single White Sox after they lose goes, well, we'll lick them tomorrow. And they sit in their locker and they charge their phone and they're like, "Oh, want to get a deep dish pizza?" And everyone's like, "No, dude, we don't like lasagna."
My favorite part is that during the offseason, Martin Maldonado went to the White Sox, and everyone was like, why? You just left Houston, where he didn't have a bad year, to go
He
to
had a
the
solid postseason too.
to go to the White Sox. And I think everyone was kind of like, they don't have anybody, right? And he's like, well, you know what? I think they'll be a solid team.
I get the catch for Dylan Cease.
And then right before the season, Dylan Cease gets traded, and Martin Maldonado is just sitting there like, fuck! And now they're 24, 25, something like that?
6-25. They are 14 and a half games behind. Although, the funny thing is, they are 12 games out of the wild card still. Go figure.
There's always time to mount a comeback.
Not for them.
I didn't say for them. I just said there's always time to mount a comeback, meaning the other teams that are still chasing postseason dreams, like the Athletics.
Yeah, that's just like me saying, "What do you mean it's 1:30? We can still find beer somewhere."
That's a fair point. That is a great point.
All right. So, yeah, let's talk about the other two teams in the division. Detroit and Minnesota. 18-13 for Detroit, 17-13. Dude, neither of them I'm surprised about. Detroit, you called it. They're going to be a solid team. And they are a solid team. The biggest problem is they're running into two roadblocks ahead of them right now. Two teams that are playing very well. But both those teams, it's tough for them to keep it up for the full season.
Yes.
I mean, we're looking at Kansas City, a bunch of grizzled vets. You got Salvador Perez, who's legit contending for a batting title.
Which is insane. I don't think anyone saw this coming.
No. The dude's, 106 now?
107. His birthday was just last week. You say it's your birthday.
Happy birthday. That's the Beatles. Stop. We might get copyrighted just for even saying the Beatles. Yeah, Salvi, man. Do you know he has 3 Gold Gloves?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I actually did know that.
The dude is legit built like a refrigerator box. He's got the frame, and on top of that, he's got the same speed as a refrigerator box rolling down the street in a very, very gentle stream of rainwater.
I'm going to steal a quote from the movie The Longest Yard because I feel like this is an acceptable reference to anyone of size. He's like a Coke machine with legs. I was like, that could be used for any big man in any single sport.
Can you teach me to baseball? I'll teach you anything. Just don't eat me.
Teach you anything. Just don't eat me.
Yeah, really. Salvador Perez showing up for his first day of baseball camp.
Dude, and he's like, I hit it far.
They're like, you hit it really, really far.
But now he's like, I hit it well and often.
They're like, you might win a fucking
man.
batting title.
Yeah. And he's like, huh? Dude, more power to him. Detroit's playing very well. Minnesota's playing very well. And Minnesota's missing Cadillac Royce Lewis. Rolls Royce, that kid, he's got talent. He's not back yet. I'm pretty sure he's still out.
No, he's going to be out for a while.
Yeah. And, in my opinion, I thought he was going to be a top 15 pick in fantasy.
I think we all did, honestly, because they talked very highly of him.
I mean, he went high in our league. The only downside was he got hurt in, second game of the year?
No. I don't think it was that early.
It was first or second series.
because he was having like a really good start to the year, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, like we're finally getting good Royce Lewis," and then he got hurt, and people were like, "Oh shit, we're getting bad Royce Lewis again."
Go to the stats.
So I'm gonna jump in here.
Just so you know, Royce Lewis this season, he went 2 for 2. It was the first game of the year.
He got hurt in the first game,
But he's batting 1,000 with a home run.
Oh no! Was it really the first game? That
Brother.
really sucks.
Brother.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? What's up, brother? What's up, brother? Thank you, brother.
Dude, that sucks he got hurt in that first game.
Dude,
That really sucks because there was a lot of hype coming into this year for him.
he was gonna do well. And he was obviously on the trend. He's batting 1,000.
The dude is literally perfect this year. If he doesn't come back, at least he can always look back at the year that he batted 1,000.
Hey, Martin Maldonado, I'm better than you.
Yeah. Yeah, with Martine's probably .169 batting average.
Dude, that's even if he gets that high. I think he's had, 9 hits this year?
Oh, maybe.
Out of,
I don't know,
like,
dude.
80 at-bats?
The only time I watched the White Sox was when they were playing the Phillies. That's about it. I had no other reason. What you got? Hit me with that big brain energy.
Ooh, okay. So, Martin Maldonado was batting 191. Or no, I'm sorry. That was last year's. He's batting 100 this year. He is 5 for 50.
5 for 50?
Ooh.
How much money did they spend on him?
I don't know, man. Let's double check that.
Yeah, pull up that. Because I genuinely want to know how much they paid. How many millions they paid this dude that bat 100. Man, I really wish we had like a clock ticking right now. I want a countdown so bad on this.
1 year, 4.25 mil with an option for next year.
Ooh. They even gave him an option. They're like, yo, if you bat over 200, my man, there's a spot for you. And he's like, I'm giving you a batting average of .100 and you're going to like it. And that's just how it goes.
If you bat over 200, he didn't even do that last year in 370 at-bats.
Yeah,
But
I think his career is slowly coming to a close.
69 hits last year. 15 were home runs. Not bad.
I mean, you can't argue with that.
I want to say he's still got some pop, but biggest issue is, you legit have 5 hits this year. Oh, and by the way, 3 of those hits came in the last 7 days.
Jesus Christ.
So he's on a hot streak. He's
So
3 for 8. He's doing great.
Yeah, it really sounds like he's tearing the cover off the ball.
Hey, dude, he might be hitting it. Just nothing but atom balls. Right at him. All right, so you got to hit me. You got to give me your surprise for the season. Because I'm dying to know. We spent too much time talking about the AL Central.
That's fair. And unfortunately,
they don't even talk about it that much.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring it back to the AL Central for a second. I'm going to have to bring it to Martin Maldonado's team. The White Sox, obviously, as you said, they are 6-25. 14 and a half games back. They have a losing streak of 3, so obviously they just got swept by somebody. But what is not being talked about enough is that Colorado Rockies have one more win than them. They are 7-24. The Miami Marlins are 9-24, and the Houston Astros are 10-20. What I'm getting at here is that as bad as the White Sox are, and as bad as we crush them for being bad, The Rockies only have one more win.
Yeah, but
They're on a 5-game losing streak.
But their city looks so much better.
Okay, so they have the views. Congratulations.
It's a lot better to be pretty than ugly.
But they're also 7-24 on a 5-game losing streak. They're 2-8 in their last 10. I'm just saying, as much as we criticize the White Sox, we need to give it to the Rockies as well, because this was a team that was loaded to the gills not that long ago with talent. But because of bad ownership, you traded Nolan Arenado, pardon my language on this, for fucking jack shit. And you ate the money on his contract.
That's one of the most embarrassing things ever.
You gave St. Louis Nolan Arenado. You let Trevor Story pretty much walk away, which looking now was a good idea because he's injury plagued, which really sucks.
Yeah, but what did they get in return?
Dude, I don't know. They probably didn't get jack shit in that either.
Would they get a bunch of piss tests?
Yeah, probably. I just... yeah, we can sit here and bust on the White Sox, which is fine. But here's my thing. The White Sox, and this isn't anything to brag about because it's still bad, the White Sox have the 20th ranked farm system in baseball. The Rockies have the 21st. So yeah, they're 1-1 right next to each other. But honestly, if we're looking at how bad a team could be, oh my lord, we need to talk about the Rockies getting lucky in one of these games for a win. Because them and the White Sox are neck and neck in everything. They're both bad. The Marlins suck. Somehow the Marlins got 2 more wins than the Rockies.
Those 2 wins are because Edward Cabrera came back.
Those 3 teams should be battling for last place. And the funniest part to me is that since MLB switched over to a draft lottery, to where just because you have the worst record doesn't mean you get first pick. If they all finish with shit records and then somehow lost the first pick to a team that just barely lost the wild card, that would be hysterical to me. I'd be leaning back on the couch cracking up you suck and you still can't get the first pick.
See,
my god.
Don't get me started on draft lotteries because the Flyers have been screwed way too many times from a draft lottery.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about the NHL draft lottery because fuck Gary Bettman, fuck his love for the Chicago Black fucking Cocks. I don't care about them. I don't. They can suck a dick. I don't even want to know what draft pick the Flyers get this year.
Can we just, real quick, can we just make sure that you did not say you don't care about Black Cocks?
Oh, man. I really don't know how to fix this situation.
I just want to clarify, because in fairness, they're very important to society.
Yes, they are. They are extremely important to society.
They keep all the white hens in the yard together and very producing. Yes, they give them eggs, and they're basically the pimps of the yard, which is great.
Yes, they're the pimps of the yard. I take back that sentence. I just don't like that Gary Bettman has an obsession with the Chicago Blackhawks.
There we go.
Giving them the first pick every single year in the NHL draft.
It's
I'll
silly.
leave it at that.
It's just silly. It's just silly to a
like
team.
I said,
a bunch of convicts and people who got off, literally and figuratively. But anyway, that's the NHL. Let's continue with the MLB.
So, as much as we talk shit on the White Sox, I think the Rockies, the Marlins deserve it the same. But in that same conversation, the Marlins have 9 wins. Rich, if I had to ask you, who do you think had 10 wins? Who would you say? If you didn't know the standings, who would you think had 10 wins?
Majority of the league. I mean, Oh, only 10 wins. Oh, Do I dare say a team that's been to the ALCS 4 out of the past 5 years?
You could say that if you wanted to.
Is it the team that broke my heart in 2022? And I would not be upset whatsoever if anybody decided to shit on the entrance to their stadium. And I'm not talking about just like leave a steamer like in the pathway. I'm talking about like shit on the wall and just let it smear down the wall.
If you're referring to the Houston Astros, then yes.
I was referring to them. Thank you.
The Houston Astros have 10 wins and 20 losses for a percentage of .333, somehow 6.5 games back and 7.5 games back of a wild card spot. So obviously, since we're so early in the season, and there's no doubt in my mind when their pitchers get healthy that they're going to shove it up everyone's ass to make the postseason. But seeing them in last and actually struggling, I'm not going to lie to you, it fills me up with joy a little bit.
I had to situate because I got a little chub right there. Made me feel real good. Real good.
I just, seeing them at the bottom, it just gives you that feeling of, you know what? Now it feels like baseball, which is funny because the Angels only have one more win than them. The Oakland Athletics, big shocker in third place. They're on a 4-game win streak. That's incredible.
Love it, man. So
Texas is 17-15. They're not really dominating, and the Mariners just took over first with a 17-14 record.
I mean,
so it's like
with Texas right now, you got the biggest issue that I could possibly deal with right now in fantasy is Corey Seager's just not. He's just not playing baseball.
Yeah,
none of their hitters are playing to their potential currently. Their entire production is based upon who wants to show up tonight. And as of right now, it's 17-15. You've had 17 different guys show up. And they've done their job. And I respect it. And that's the way it should be. It should not be where one guy carries the team. Because not one person on that team is carrying the team. They are all evenly playing mediocre.
That is 100% fair.
I'm fine with that. But I'm not fine with that because I have Garcia, Adolis, and Corey Seager on my fantasy, and neither of them are playing to their potential. Neither of them are playing good baseball currently. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Because in fairness, no one is really playing great baseball. Except for a select, 10 guys in the league? 15 guys?
Yeah, at most.
Offensively. But I'll tell you one guy that was playing really well. Unfortunately, I need you to understand. It's just another added issue to his laundry list of injuries over the years. Mike Trout.
I know where you're going with this. Fuck, man.
It is... I think it's my fault because last week I was all about fishing season and the fact that trout season opened April 1st, and Mike Trout, he legit said, I want to prove that I'm still me. Like, I took it personally when I wasn't in the top 10 ranked fantasy players.
Yeah.
And he really did. Not the best average, which is fine, but he was putting up the numbers. Not RBIs, because let's face it, you can hit 10 solo home runs. Guess how many RBIs you're going to have? 10. You're going to have 10 home runs, but you only have 13 RBIs, 25 games into the season.
Yeah.
Kind of sad. It just literally means that you are showing up and no one else is. Unfortunately, Taylor Ward is, but no one else in that entire team is.
I'm going to try to look on the positive side of this. and I was looking at this earlier in the week. This is Mike Trout's first knee issue.
It's his first knee injury. He's had a calf.
And feet injuries.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure if it's been both of his feet or if it's just been one problemless foot. But this is his first knee injury. And from what the general manager said, they're not expecting this to be season ending. So he is very likely to come back during the year if everything goes right with possible surgery, rehab, getting himself back on track. I think we're going to be okay, which is very great to hear because I feel like baseball is better with Mike Trout, with a healthy Mike Trout. And I think we're getting lucky with this Trout injury. That being said, and I'm gonna jump into this because of how frustrated it made me, and I don't know if you feel the same. But did you hear the comments from Stephen A. Smith this past couple of days, Rich? If you didn't hear, Stephen A. Smith had made a comment about Mike Trout's injury and pretty much said that Mike Trout getting hurt was karma for him going back to the Angels, and it rubbed a lot of baseball fans the wrong way because if anyone knows Stephen A. Smith, you know that his focus is mainly on basketball, football, Rich cut out, and things like that. And for the fact that Stephen A. Smith kind of came back and said, oh, yeah, Stephen A. Smith is, or sorry, not Stephen A. Smith, Mike Trout getting hurt and all this, whatnot. It's like, dude, what do you know about baseball? Honestly, you come in once a year, maybe at most, and just say the absolute dumbest shit whatsoever. And I'll be completely honest. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but since we're on the topic, I'll say this. Stephen A. Smith maybe watches 10 seconds of baseball every year compared to hours and days of football and basketball. Why the hell should we care about this dude's opinion when he legit gets paid millions of dollars to make stupid remarks and give ESPN diehard fans something to talk about? The new age sports journalists are nothing more than guys grabbing at something and giving the worst takes about it. Stephen A. Smith doesn't know a damn thing about Mike Trout and only comments on this because he's still an Angel. If Mike Trout had actually gotten out of Los Angeles, Stephen A. Smith wouldn't give a shit. Sports journalism nowadays is an absolute joke. I miss when genuinely good journalists got the attention that they deserved and the bad ones were rightly scrutinized. Now, Rich, that's my take on it. I don't know how you feel about it, so I'm going to pass it to you. What do you got?
Well, personally, I think Stephen A. Smith is a piece of poop. Mike Trout deserves to be hurt, in lesser words. Like, get the fuck out of here. Being a shock jock is one thing. Being an actual piece of shit saying the things that he says about players across all sports, I mean, he's thrown shade at almost everyone.
Yeah.
Almost everyone that has a name in their sport. That's just... Dude, fuck that guy. Like, don't believe that. Let that one stick in. He deserves every bad thing that happens to him. I really hope he steps on Legos tonight. I hope that his milk is spoiled in the morning. And the most important thing, the absolute most important thing about Stephen A. Smith, I hope his suit doesn't fit.
Jesus.
I'm tired of seeing that little fuck in a goddamn suit that he didn't earn.
That's a very interesting take.
Yeah, he's just a little man. He's literally banned from locker rooms. Jonathan Papelbon said it on Talking Baseball with Eric Kratz. When Papelbon was playing for the Phillies, he goes, "How come we don't see Stephen A. Smith in here ever?" Like anything like that. And then one of the actual park security guards at Citizens Bank Park was like, "Dude, he's banned. We don't let him in here." He goes, "Why not?" Like, thinking that it was a joke. Because he legit was in the trainer's room, looking at files, looking at reports. He was in the manager's office, digging through folders, looking at shit on the desk that he shouldn't be. He's not just a shock jock. He's also one of those dickhead investigative reporters thinking he's going to crack a big case and, be the first person to know. Dude, no, you're just literally a scumbag rooting through people's shit. Fuck that little man. I'm tired of him. I've always hated him. Him and Skip Bayless. God, neither of them know baseball. The only thing they care about is basketball and football because they don't know how to talk about anything else. They just suck.
That's my biggest thing, and like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I don't want to give them the attention that they don't deserve. But I hate that they grab on to whatever is popular and make the worst thing about it. Like, you don't cover baseball the other 364 days of the year. Mike Trout gets hurt on the Angels, and then all of a sudden you just so happen to give a fuck? Get out of my face, dude. Seriously. It is such bullshit, man. I hate... All of a sudden, you show up on the TV. Well, that's just what Mike Trout gets for being an Angel. Like, are you kidding me, dude? You don't watch baseball at all. You call baseball fucking boring, and then all of a sudden you have the gall to come out and talk shit about it? Like, come on, dude. Fuck off. How about that?
I mean, in fairness, I got something to say about basketball.
Go ahead.
It's what you do at recess when it's raining. And on top of that, basketball is not interesting until the last 6 minutes of the game.
100%.
Especially during the playoffs. Unless they're getting blown out, why keep watching the game?
I agree.
What's the point? And you know what? It takes a lot for me to just be like, dude, fuck this guy. Especially when it comes to sports personalities and things like that. But you can't always be the bad guy.
No.
And I don't understand how you've made a career about being the bad guy. And there's very few times where you're making sense to a logical sports fan compared to just trolling against the person you're talking to and baiting them on to being more and more agitated. Because that's entirely what their entire dynamic was.
Yeah.
With him and Bayless. But now you're just looking at Stephen A. Smith and you're like, no, dude, you're just a dick to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, you have nothing of substance to contribute to most sports and most sports takes. And then also most anything in general. You have nothing of substance except your opinion. And 99.9% of the time, your opinion is trash.
That's what I've mainly been saying. Everyone you see on ESPN that gets trending on X or Twitter, as it was, all these websites or social media platforms, we'll call it. Websites is our kind of term, because we're older. If you see ESPN trending, it's because some sports journalist made some stupid ass take that got everyone all riled up. It's not because they said something good. It's because they're dog shit at their job and they know that if they give a positive take, everyone's like, oh, well, fuck this, dude. This is reason why I can't watch ESPN. It is full of bad takes and people who used to be players years ago coming out and being like, oh, well, back in my day. No one gives a shit, dude. You were the seventh man off the bench. You scored 0.2 points a game. You got one rebound here and there. No one gives a fuck what you think about the best center in the league. I'm sorry, dude. You do not have a platform to stand on except for the 2 minutes a game that you got during your NBA career. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry.
Oh,
and
cool. Another guy with gigantism who's hurt.
And for the
Don't care.
For the guys on ESPN who talk shit on baseball all the time, if you didn't play baseball for longer than 10 years and put Hall of Fame numbers up, I'm sorry, but I also do not give a fuck about your opinion. It doesn't matter. And
You're going to say that? Yeah, Doug Glanville's an analyst?
I got love for Doug Glanville because he was a Philly.
You got love for Glanville?
I got
love Glanville.
I got love for Doug Glanville because he had time as a Philly, and obviously me and you were diehard Phillies fans. But dude, are we going to sit here and consider Doug Glanville a Hall of Famer? Are we really going to do this?
I'm not even going to consider him an analyst.
All right, so that we're going to leave it at that. Fucking Baseball Tonight's getting canceled after this year anyway, so
at this point, everyone who works for ESPN is a Disney villain.
Pretty much. They don't have...
I'm not saying a good one. They're just a Disney villain. And I'm pretty sure that they shake everyone's sodas that are in the employee fridge and then walk away.
I could see that definitely being a thing, and it doesn't surprise. All right, you know what? I'm tired of talking about ESPN and all the assholes that work for them. I want to jump to a new topic that doesn't really bother me, but it kind of stresses me out. The past couple days, the Phillies have been in Los Angeles on a 3-game road trip. Those games...
We're at in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles of Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
Playing the Angels.
Oh, okay.
Playing the Angels, not the Dodgers. No. There are 2 teams in Los Angeles, but we played the Angels.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Which is funny because one's an AL team and the other's an NL team, but we'll save that for another time. What pisses me off is that it is during the week. Most people who are Phillies fans are pretty much older. Now, I'm going to make an assumption here, but I'm going to assume that a lot of kids nowadays don't really give a shit about baseball. They would rather watch the Eagles, the Sixers.
Crying shame.
And
crying shame.
And it does suck for us because obviously, like I said, we're diehards. But dude, if you're on a West Coast road trip, for the East Coast fans, can we do this shit during a weekend, please? I cannot watch a game at 9:40 at night. Like, I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. to go to my construction job. The last thing I'm trying to do is stay up till midnight to watch Sir Anthony Dominguez blow a game.
All right, listen.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it. Are we still talking about Disney here? Because this is a tale as old as time. Our parents bitched about this when interleague play started. Dude, suck it up.
Dude, it's so annoying. Come on.
It sucks. Don't get me wrong, it sucks. But as a guy who sleeps never, it sucks, dude. But you got to deal with it. Imagine how the people on the West Coast feel when we're playing a 7:05 game here, and they're like, it's a 4:05 game there. But the biggest issue is, it takes them 3.5 hours to get home from work. So they missed the whole game. And then
I'm
the
sorry.
replay on ESPN.
If it takes you 3.5 hours to get home because you live in LA, then that is your goddamn problem.
I agree.
I do not feel bad for those assholes.
I'm not saying give them sympathy. I'm not saying that. They are in a different tax bracket. They smell like smog. And I'm not talking about Smaug from Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about, like, just bad, bad, bad air. They are legit baseball fans in that area, though.
Absolutely. I don't disagree.
Then don't tarnish the fact that the entire not the entire West Coast, California, all the teams in Cali, several of them are very good.
Yes.
Let them worry about their scheduling, and we worry about ours. It's a tale as old as time. I can't stress it enough. We've dealt with too many people bitching about it for generations. It's been... Actually, I think 94 is when interleague play started. No, 94 was shortened season.
Yeah, 94 is a lockout season.
It might have been like 90. It might have been like 96. It was in the mid 90s. It is what it is, dude. We can't bitch about the time. It's just you can't.
So
it's all.
So here's the thing. I'm not really bitching about the time as much as I want to, but
started in 97.
But it's more the fact that why can't we do these West Coast trips as an East Coast team on the weekends when people can?
God damn it! Because we play more than one team when we travel on the West Coast. We have a whole week. You can't just play a weekend.
We play from April until damn near the end of September. You're telling me that you can't carve out a couple weekends?
So you want a travel schedule of us going to the West Coast just in the weekend and then coming back for a Monday game?
You could easily split it up. You're telling me that you can't go to the West Coast in, let's say, the end of May and then work on your schedule the rest of that and then bounce back towards the beginning of August? I see you putting your hands in your face. I know you're getting red.
I'm pushing my hands into my eyes. Not like Slipknot. But I'm 100% pushing it just so I can see something of brightness and legit intelligence. Why not fucking get it all out the way at the same time compared to actually doing it split up? Do you want multiple weekends on the West Coast, or do you just want 1 week and then we're done?
I would take multiple weekends. Multiple weekends would be fun.
You're a fucking cock. God.
You're telling me that you want to watch? You want to see the Phillies go to the West Coast a couple times a year? I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, listen. We're both diehard baseball fans.
Yeah.
Obviously, we love watching the Phillies play the West Coast teams. We obviously don't want to watch them play the Dodgers because the Dodgers are fucking full of...
Didn't know I was doing another one, but all right.
Oh, stop. You act like this isn't called Drunks on the Pond.
Yeah, well, I don't sleep.
It's a son of a bitch.
I can watch a Phillies game. I can watch a Phillies game at night. You can't.
I definitely can't. It's 10:33 where we're at right now, and I'm already debating how bad work's going to be tomorrow. But now that being said, it just really sucks when you really want to watch a baseball game, and you're like, I can't even stay up for it, and then you got to go. Then you got to wake up in the morning and be like, God damn, I really hope we fucking won last night. And then when I woke up that first game against the Angels and saw Sir Anthony blow it, I was like, oh my God. Like, how the hell did we let this asshole back into the goddamn team hotel? We should have locked him out of his own room and just shipped his ass somewhere else. Oh, man, it was brutal.
Out of all my kids, the least one I care about is Sir Anthony.
I don't care for Joe.
It's an Arrested Development joke.
Yeah.
But 100%. Dude, he's a shell of him for himself. The only time he shows up is during the postseason.
Which doesn't...
And it's... it's like 75% quality. So not the
Yeah.
worst, but I mean, you need that power arm in the postseason. Everyone needs a power arm.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, right now, I just don't have much tolerance for anybody who has a beard and no mustache. So, yeah. Sir Anthony, I just want to know what land you own to be called a sir. Also, fuck off, dude. Come on, get your head in the game. You have a much better arm, much better talent than what you're doing. I really hope there's an option left on him because
There's not.
I would love for them.
There's not.
Damn it!
He's out of options.
Damn it!
Yep. Well-
So it's not an Alvarado fix
Uh,
from 2021.
do you want some good news though? Because I can definitely hit you with some good news.
Ooh, I love good news.
Last week, we talked about guys that hit solo home runs, and do you remember who I brought up?
Vaguely, I was drunk.
I brought up Tyler O'Neill,
Ooh, yes, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
who
And I do not mean plural, I just mean gentleman.
had what, 8 home runs and 9 RBIs, something like that. I forget.
What a stat.
It was something.
Yeah.
He is now up to 9 home runs and 12 RBIs. He spread the gap a little bit. Can we get a round of applause?
Ooh!
Can we get a round of applause for our sweet boy Tyler O'Neill? He added a couple RBIs. Hey, congratulations, buddy. I want to get Tyler O'Neill on here so bad and be like, how does it feel to crush solo homers and just watch your stats go from like 8 home runs, 8 RBIs? How does it feel?
Have you hit 9 leadoff and inning home runs?
What's it feel to hit? What's it feel to like to hit 9 leadoff home runs a game with, and then just do nothing afterwards? Like, what's that feel like?
What's it feel like to look at the entire field and be like, no one's out there but me. Let's just swing away because I came up before anybody else again. Listen, dude, there's only one person I wished to have quite possibly one of the greatest worst seasons of all time.
Yeah.
And that's Pete Alonso.
No.
Because Pete Alonso is doing something great for charity this year. Every single home run he hits, he's donating $1,000 to a 100% pet-based charity, which is incredible. I don't remember the charity's name. I would love, but unfortunately it's not possible now, but I would have loved if he hit 40 home runs and had 40 RBIs. Because fuck the Mets.
We definitely talked about this before, and I think we both agreed.
Yes.
That we would love nothing more than to see him hit 40-40.
It would quite possibly be one of the best, worst seasons of all time. Because you're looking at a person who did everything they possibly could, but the rest of the team just went, well, what for?
It's like, why don't you go hit us another solo home run there, Petey? He's like, no problem, I got you.
We're down by 6. Hit me a solo home run.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yes. Please hit me.
Give me a random Oakland Athletics player, not current.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jake Diekman.
Ooh, the Deke. I like it. That's very impressive.
Who doesn't like someone who's 17 feet tall with a left arm throw and they can literally hit 98 on a gun? Come on, dude. Unfortunately, that lanky Slenderman is now pitching for the Mets.
Ugh, don't remind me. But on another note of good news, would you like some good news?
No. Hit me with some bad news. Yes, of course I want good news. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Hold on. Hold your horses. You know Carl Yastrzemski, right?
Carl Yastrzemski. Carl Yastrzemski. One of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. Did you know the Red Sox fan base? I can't remember who it was. I can look it up on Spotify, but I can't play it because copyrights.
Yep.
Someone wrote a song for Carl Yastrzemski. Did you know this?
I did not know this. I'll be honest with you.
I'll have to find it, and I'll send it to you later. But if anyone wants to look at it, Carl Yastrzemski, there was a song written about him, and it is in that old-timey 1950s, 1940s vibe. It's fantastic.
Okay.
But continue, please.
So-
What happened in the Yaz world?
So, you know he has a grandson in the MLB, correct?
Yeah, little Michael. I love little Michael.
Little Michael Yastrzemski. Well, since the Giants were in Boston for a series, little Michael decided to pay his grandfather a nice little visit. Mike went to visit Carl Yastrzemski before today's game, Thursday, May 2nd. And he said, "Hey, it's really good to see you, Gramps. We're playing the Red Sox today." And he said, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm going to hit a home run and shove it up your team's ass." And Carl went, "What?" And don't you know, Mike Yastrzemski smoked a home run today and shoved it right up the Red Sox ass. Giants pulled out the win. Unfortunately, they still lost the series 2-1 to the Sox, but a still pretty cool moment for Mike Yastrzemski to homer where his grandfather spent his career.
Okay, yeah, so the Sox were at home. Respect. Respect.
Like, that's got to be so cool to go visit your grandfather who played for a specific city for so long and be like, "You know what, Gramps, it's really great to see you, but I'm about to shove it up the Red Sox ass today." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, good luck." And then to just crush a home run where he played. Oh, man, that's just got to be such a great feeling.
I mean, how nice would it be to just literally text your dad and be like, "Watch Pop die"?
I would never wish that on Carl Yastrzemski.
No one should, but, you know, that's the type of relationship I have with my family where I'm just going to be like, this is going to be fucking horrible. Watch this.
Hold on. Can we just acknowledge the fact that this is 2 weeks in a row that we've brought up family homering off another family member's team? Like, last week we talked about Nick Allen homering off Aaron Boone's Yankees as a nephew marrying his niece situation. And then this week we're talking about Mike Yastrzemski homering off his grandfather's team, the Red Sox. Dude, I cannot wait till next week. Who's about to get fucking shot in the ass off a home run this week? I'm actually really stoked. We're going to have to place bets on this one.
Ooh, let's see. I mean, it's tough to put a Perez or a Rodriguez or a Dominguez or Martinez.
You're really stretching on this one.
Yeah, it's tough to actually say that because there's been so many of them. But that's just like saying a Johnson or a Thompson or a Williams or another litany of very Caucasian names.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, man. I actually had...
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say Caucasian.
No, unfortunately, by the time we record the next episode, it'll be too late. But I actually had the perfect... I actually had the perfect one. And I don't think it's going to happen. Ronald Acuna is playing the Dodgers, the Sox, and then the Mets. I don't know if you saw, but his brother got traded from the Rangers to the Mets for, I think it was Scherzer or DeGrom. He was in either one of those trades.
Well, DeGrom was a free agent.
Okay, so then it was Scherzer. He was in the Scherzer trade.
Pretty sure. Yeah, it had to be that. It had to be that because, I mean, you have to give up shit to get shit.
So I would assume that our next one is going to be brother versus brother, where Acuna homers off the Mets. Which, it's a shame because his brother's still in the farm system, but he's still in the Mets organization.
Barely.
I think that's going.
The kids-
I think that's going to be our next one. Acuna homers off the Mets, brother versus brother situation, and then we'll come back to him and be like, "That's 3 times. The 3 times we had a family home run go off this year."
Yeah, but don't forget, we have the youngest Acuna brother in the Phillies farm system.
Dude, he is. He's still trying to do algebra in high school.
Yes, but he's still under contract with the Philadelphia Phillies farm system.
When do we play the Braves again? Maybe he'll shove it up our ass for starting off slow this year. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule, and I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look like we're going to see them for. We don't see them until July.
Oh no!
Oh man, that sucks. That's right after the 4th of July too.
Oh no!
Not the Braves. Goddamn America's freedom, and now we got the Braves coming to town to shove it up our ass.
A team that literally their entire chant is "Oh no! Oh no!"
Dude, listen, they could sweep us during the regular season, but us getting in the wild card and then facing the Braves, it's just like, you remember what you did to us in the regular season? Watch this. And then just shoving it right up their ass.
And then you get Attaboy.
Attaboy, Harper. Dude, I'll tell you what, my favorite thing about being on Twitter/X are the amount of Braves fans that are like, "Oh yeah, look at that, we're first again, baby, first in the division." And then you see the Phillies in the wild card, and you're just like, they're gonna do it again, aren't they? And the Phillies just fucking shit on them, and they're just like, "Well, it's just not fair because we don't have Strider." It's like, watch this trip to the World Series, bro. We're doing it again.
I vaguely remember hearing a Braves pundit saying that one man doesn't make a team. And they were saying that about Harper. Because everyone on the Braves pundit crew and all of their local radio stations and everything like that, all they kept saying was, we don't need to be worried about Harper. We saw what he did in the postseason last year. Doesn't mean he can always do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he can always be the hero. Oops. But also, you're looking at one man doesn't make a team ideology.
Yeah.
Guess what? Spencer Strider, he pitches once every 5 days. One man doesn't make a team.
Yeah.
Just because you have one absolute bona fide ace does not mean that you are unbeatable.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Steve Carlton?
I have.
That bastard was win day. He was legit win day. The 1 year with the Phillies was one of the worst seasons the Phillies ever had. I think we won like 57 games, maybe like 65, something like that.
Yeah, it was something really low.
Steve Carlton had 24 wins.
Himself. Yes. I've definitely seen that stat.
That is called win day. When the Braves allow a pitcher, i.e. Spencer Strider, or whoever, one of their fucking pitching factory they have in the minor leagues, can produce 24 wins, and they have a pitcher where they are called win day by the entire locker room, when they produce that, then you can tell us that one player makes a team.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. Oh, no. Fuck off. Daddy Dimmu is one of my favorite streamers possible. He is one of the funniest people on YouTube. If you don't know him, he does a lot of MLB The Show content. He is one of the funniest people possible. I would never say anything negative about him, but I don't care about the Braves. Until they beat us in the postseason, until they show that they have this. Oh wait, tell me when to stop. Oh my God, it's off screen. Oh, whoa, what? Yeah, until they have that in the playoffs against us, I don't care.
Yeah.
The regular season, Jay, you said it best. Who cares what they do against us in the regular season? We're still going to be right behind them in the division. We're going to be right there in the wild card. We'll see in October.
Got a question for you.
Oh, no.
Yup. I want you to give me a specific year. I want you to give me someone off the 2010 Cleveland Indians roster.
Grady Sizemore.
Grady Sizemore is correct. Great job. Golf claps all around for the boy.
I had three that was in my head, and I was like, did he come up yet? Was he there still? And I was like, I know he's still there.
Very impressive. Very impressive. In team batting, he wasn't even on the roster, which is very impressive. But he was there. That was his age 27 year. He hit no home runs, 13 RBIs, batted .211. And left field was Austin Kearns. Center field, where Grady Sizemore stayed, was Trevor Crow.
Oh, what a name.
And then right field was Shin-Soo Choo. Famous Texas Ranger. Yes, sir. All right, here's a question for you.
Oh, you mean the Korean kid?
The Korean kid, yes. We talked about it last week as well. That was a great pull. I like that. Great job. That is a good pull. Now, here's a question for you. On that roster, do you remember who the catcher was? He spent some time as a Philly. Not long, but he was on the Phillies.
Travis Darnell.
No. 2008.
Ooh.
2008, he was a Philly. He had 4 at-bats, and he had 2 hits, one being a home run.
Lou Marson.
Oh! Oh! What a pull! Wow! Look at you! Oh my God! That is
How'd that feel? How'd that feel?
Incredible! Great.
That felt
job.
like I was just sitting in that. I guarantee that felt like I was just sitting next to you at the bar, and I literally just put my hand on your knee and I rolled it all the way up to the center, and I was like, "Hey!" And you went, "Oh, whoa!" That came out of nowhere. Yes.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Great job, dude. That is awesome. Wow, man. I'm genuinely surprised you got that one.
Don't ever be surprised at my stupid knowledge of baseball.
Great job, dude. That was very impressive.
I appreciate it.
Extreme.
Thank you. That was a great question. That was a great question.
Like, I was genuinely
full
shocked
applause
at
on that one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was a great one.
Now, I'll ask you this. There was another former Philly on that team. He spent a year here. He had 43 plate appearances, and he only had 6 hits. So, obviously, he didn't do much. He had 1 home run, 2 RBIs. I would be genuinely surprised if he got this one.
That's Triple Cabrera.
No.
Ah, damn it.
He did. So I will give you a hint. He did have a brother in the league, and I think his brother was also a Philly at one point.
Jeremy Giambi. Shit.
Oh, yeah. So him and his brother were both Phillies. His brother was a Philly at the end of his career, but this player in particular was a Philly in 2014, and his brother was a Philly from 2012 to 2013. I'm looking for the 2014 Philly. Oh, there's a look of confusion there.
Are they of Latin heritage?
No, they are white.
All American boys?
Yeah.
Ugh, shit.
They're both from Dallas, Texas, so high chance they're Republican, which doesn't matter, but I want you to think of some good old farm boys. I can give you the first letter of their last name.
Are they both offensive players?
I'm
not saying good at their position. I'm just saying, they're not pitchers.
So the player I'm looking for played third base, second base, and shortstop. And his brother was a outfielder, pinch hitter, and a first baseman. And their last name begins with N. Ooh.
I'm not frozen. That's my thinking face.
Okay.
Okay. Dude, did they play for any other teams besides the Indians and the Phillies?
Both of them were journeymen. So the brother I'm looking for, his career started in 2008, ended in 2014. So obviously he only spent a little bit of time with the Phillies in 2014 as he jumped around from 1, 2, 3, about 4 different teams in his last year. His brother was also a little bit of a journeyman. He spent 2012 and 2013 with us and then retired, but he did have 11 years in the league.
11
years. So the brother
and last name.
So the brother I'm looking for had 7 years, but his brother had 11.
And okay, so this is not a person who started, correct? This was just a role player?
This was definitely a role player. We're talking like the really bad Phillies years. We're not talking the great years.
I have something in mind because it was such a shitty team.
Fair.
And it's not because any of our players were that bad. It's because they were all either past their prime or just done. Because I'm pretty sure we still had the core. We still had the core 3.
We did
in the lineup.
We did still have the core 3 in 2014.
And then we brought back Bird.
Yeah, yes, he was there. Oh, you're so close.
Oh my god. Are you sure they're brothers?
Yes, they have this
spelling. The spelling is correct for both last names.
The spelling is the exact same for both last names. Now,
is it the Nix brothers?
Yes. Which brother am I looking for? Come on, you're right there, dude.
It's Lance and Jason.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, it's Jason Nix that was on us that year.
Jason Nix, 2014, was a Philadelphia Philly at one point.
Dude, what were his stats? I gotta look at his stats that year. What were they?
His stats were he went 6 for 43 for a 154 batting average. He hit 1 home run, 2 RBIs. He was caught stealing twice. He had 2 walks to 18 strikeouts. Wow, dude. Way to go. Way to pull that. Oh, man. I genuinely did not think you were going to get it, but you fucking grabbed it.
All I need is just let this mind cook.
Dude, it was cooking. It was cooking. I saw it.
Listen, dude. All I'm doing is putting a match under a pot and letting the water boil. It's just a match. Just give it a few minutes. Whew.
That was very impressive, man. That was...
I'm not going to sleep, but I need to lie down now. Brain pain.
All right. It's time.
All right. Random.
Oh. Okay, hit me.
San Francisco Giant.
San Francisco Giant. Let me go. Former Philly, Hunter Pence. And
Ooh.
if that doesn't count, then give me...
I say that counts.
Okay.
That's a good
I
one.
was to say, I was going to jump to Barry Bonds, but I was like, I figured Bonds is a little too easy.
That was my fantasy baseball team name for years. I just shit my pants.
I love it. That is a great name.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
go ahead.
I love my team name now.
What's your team name now?
Ironically, they both deal with pants.
Tell the people. What's your team name?
Jazzed in my pants.
I still think I have the best team name now. I swear to God I do.
You may. I do love yours.
Fucking
Yours is great.
Grand Theft Votto, baby.
It's sexy.
For our king.
It is sexy.
Joey Votto. We love Joey Votto. Since Joey seems to have open schedule, we'll love to get him on the pod.
Listen. I do love that man, but I will not call him my king. I do not respect a Canadian as an authority figure.
I don't care. I love Joey Votto. Joey, we would love to have you, dude. Your off-season videos absolutely had me in shambles. You are a king to us, or a king to me. Rich is on the fence, obviously. But
I love him for the sheer fact that he's an absolute troll, and he is nothing but the best. Like, I really do agree that he's one of the best personalities, but he's not a king.
All right.
He's foreign.
All right, that's fair. All right, we enter the bottom of the ninth. Rich,
Ooh.
give me your final thoughts.
Yes.
What do you got?
I just want to say congratulations to Paul Skeens for being who he is, the absolute power pitcher and absolute deceiver on the mound that he is, but also off the field. Livy Dunn, good pull. Good pull. Great pull. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Very interesting. For my final thought, I will say this. It has been a terrific month for the Phillies. The daycare has looked incredible, led by Alec Boehm, our prodigal son, and the Wolfman in the outfield, Brandon Marsh, with a resurgence from Trey Turner. I am looking forward to the rest of the team heating up. Casty's finally starting to come around. He homered in the Angels series. Harper's been a little slow to start this year, but Harper's going to start heating up at some point. Schwarber's look good. It's only a matter of time until this team starts firing on all cylinders. We just got to hope the pitching holds up during that entire time, because if it does, this team is going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with. And I expect the Phillies in May to go over 500 and continue to do what they've been doing all along.
I mean, listen, I'm just going to say it. Right now, the Phillies have some of the best talent they've had since 2009.
Yeah.
2009 was the best Phillies season we've ever watched, regular season. It was incredible, most wins that we've ever watched in our entire lives. Wait, that was 2009, right? Yeah, that's when we lost to the Yankees.
Yep, that was when we lost in the World Series.
Yep, that was the best team the Phillies ever put on the field for a regular season. Yes. Whew. You've got me all flippy floppy. My brain's fried tonight.
So, since your brain's fried, and it's 11 o'clock at night, and I gotta be up at 4 in the morning, let's sign off here. Joe couldn't make it. We're looking forward to having him back as soon as his schedule clears up. But until then, I'm Jay. That's Rich.
I'm Rich.
We are the Drunks on the Pond podcast. Remember to like, share, subscribe, Tell your boyfriend who's currently in jail for stealing a car, who's got nothing better to do with his time. Remember that we will be back every Saturday with new uploads. We cannot wait to see you guys there. Remember to follow us on all the socials. We're now on Instagram, X, YouTube, where you can catch all the new episodes. Until then, we are us, Jay and Rich. And
Interesting.
have a good night, guys.
We are us.
We are us.
We love you guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.